Hey, it's Nicole here with Bonnie. We're going to be going over the leave it command. Now Bonnie listens pretty well. She definitely knows her name. That's great. She sits nicely. She's a really good girl. However, sometimes she really wants to get stuff either on the table or maybe if you have some food in your hand. She loves food. And she might try to get something that fell on the floor, perhaps that might be dangerous, such as medication. You really want to make sure that the dogs know that they cannot touch something once you ask them to leave it. Alright, so she's nice and relaxed right here. Yeah. Okay, so I have a piece of chicken. It is the piece that I will be using to drop on the floor. I'm going to ask her to leave it. And when I do give her a reward for doing such a good job leaving something, I want to give her something out of my hand and not the item on the floor. This might confuse the dog if you do pick that item back up after telling them to leave it and then giving that to them. So, using my foot as a pillow right now. But when you do ask her to leave something, and perhaps she, doesn't want to listen to you in the beginning, make sure that you get that point across there when she starts to go for it, that you have to block her, again asking her to leave the item so you can collect it, and then you can give her her reward, which can be affection or another piece of food. And leave it works great on walks as well, delicious dead bird up on the side. She might want to investigate that, but you don't want her to, so you can ask her to leave it. When you're on the walk and you want her to leave something, asking her to leave it. If that doesn't work, a slight jerk on the side. You're not going to pull her or anything. You just want to snap her brain out of that fixation on the item. Slight, just little pop of the collar off to the side, asking her to leave it. When you do pull back on the collar, that really empowers the dog and makes them go forward even more. So just make sure that you're not pulling back, but off to the side or even up. Okay, so we're going to get her up right now. And I'm just going to work on something real simple. I'm going to have a kennel here. I'm going to pretend it's my table. I'm going to put that piece of chicken on there. I'm going to ask her to leave it. Might take a little while. She's really smart and she likes to test to see if she does have certain boundaries. So we'll be working on that. Bonnie, you have to wake up, dear. Okay, so I'm going to bring this on over here. Right there. This is a good height for her. If it's too high, she might just ignore it. If it's too low, it's definitely really easy for her to get something. But at this height, it's right at her nose. So we're really going to test her. Okay, and again, just want to make sure that I have something different other than this piece of chicken that I'm asking her to leave to give her as a treat. So I will use another treat that I have here. And I will have her on the leash, just in case she gets very fixated on the item and has to go get it. Okay, so make sure that she sees that I'm putting the item down. I'm going to ask her to leave it. Leave it. Now what she's doing right now is staring that object down. She knows she wants it. She knows that we asked her not to take it. Instinct sometimes overrides training, and you just really have to snap that brain back. Make sure that they are remembering what you're asking of them. So don't be afraid to remind them. You're asking her to leave it. Yes, this is perfect. Very good. Good, leave it, Bonnie. Good, leave it. That was awesome. Oh, that was so good. Let us increase the level of difficulty. She did extremely well right there. Let's bring her a little forward. She likes to kind of hide away from the camera. Oh, Bonnie. Good. Come here. Here. That's not sweet. Okay, sit. Good sit. Good sit, Bonnie. Good sit. Oops. Leave it. I made that oops noise. When you drop something, it might be automatic. Just say uh-oh or oops. No. That was pretty sly. We're leaving it. Again, I'm going to ask her to sit nicely. Sit. Good, sit. Leave it. Do that signal right in front of her face. I want to make sure that she knows. Leave it. Make sure that she knows that, she is not allowed to touch that item. She will try. Now she is practicing avoidance. She is avoiding the item. Every once in a while she goes back into being fixated to avoidance, turning her own brain off, which is good. Leave it. So I'm going to go collect my item that I dropped on the floor. See, I still have it. She does not get a reward by, eating the item that I asked her to leave. Good girl, Bonnie. Good girl. Now I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to drop a couple pieces of kibble on the ground. Just a few, and to make sure that, they do make that wonderful noise when they hit the ground. All dogs know that noise. Okay, so we're going to have her ignore the food, hopefully. We're going to ask her to leave it when it drops. There's 6 pieces of kibble here, and when they scatter, they go everywhere, not unlike medication. So we're just going to do a pretend scenario here. Leave it. Leave it. If you don't feel like the leave it command coming from your mouth is enough, feel free to also use that command with the hand signal. We want to make sure that she really understands that we want her to leave those items. I'm going to collect them slowly. Very slowly, they're gone now. She is able to, investigate the area. Sit. Good girl, Bonnie. That was really good. Really good. And when you have dogs that are really, really motivated by food, and when they do see something fall on the ground, it's so hard for them to not get it. Bonnie, come. Now the leash represents her being attached to me. I really want to take the leash away, which I will do right now, and have her practice the leave it without feeling like she is still attached to me or restrained in any way. So I'm going to trust her. Put this right up on the side here. I'm going to do this leave it one more time. Leave it. Still fixated on the item. I'm going to wait for her to look away. Good girl. Sit. 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 Still really fixated on the item. I'm going to give her some time to look back at me. When she goes for it, I'm going to correct her immediately. Good girl. not want to sit down. However, you want to make sure that the dog follows through with every command that you give them. So even though she is just staring at the treat, trying so hard not to get it, and you ask her to sit and she doesn't want to sit, now make sure that she does before you give her any kind of reward or anything like that. So she knows that sit means sit, leave it means leave it, stay means stay, so on and so forth. Doing a really good job with that leave it. They're very happy about that. Anyway, this has been Nicole here with Bonnie. We've been going over the leave it command. Bye.